So Atlanta's Apex Museum, it opened in 1978. It's been 4 decades. The mission's not changed, though.
Yeah, and Paul Milliken is standing by live right now on how it's celebrating its milestone over there, right? There he is. He's actually moving this time.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Time. It's 1922 right now. So back in 1922, we didn't have the technology. So that's what it was all about. But now we're here in present day to talk about the Apex Museum. I had never been here before this morning. I got to tell you, stepping inside, you really are exposed to the most incredible stories. And there's really one man, he's not going to say this, but I'm going to say it, one man responsible for it all, the founder, Dan Moore Sr. It's great to see you, sir. How are you?
Paul, it's good to see you also. Thank you for being here.
It is my pleasure. So tell me about the story of the Apex Museum. You opened this 40 years ago. You started when you were 2 years old, 40 years ago. Why did you start this museum?
I was listening to Dr. Mays being honored, and I said to myself, why doesn't this city, of all cities in the nation, not have a Black History Museum?
Yeah.
That's when I started.
And so you did it. You did it yourself right here in historic Auburn Avenue, too, in a beautiful spot. Tell me about what you've got inside. You said before your mission was to take the African American experience way beyond what the history books show, back to Africa and everything even before slavery, right?
That's very true.
Yeah.
We have to tell the entire story, which begins, of course, before slavery.
Yeah.
So in here we have several exhibitions. One is called Africa, the Untold Story, which takes us back to those days when Africa was giving much to this world, and that's when we start. So we have several exhibits. One is on Sweet Auburn Avenue, which is called at one time the richest Negro street in the world.
Wow.
And that's what we are here to do, tell our story from our perspective.
Yeah, well, speaking of that, I want to show folks back here, you've got some amazing photographs hanging on the wall. Tell me the story of the photographs that we're about to see back here.
Well, W.E.B. Du Bois was invited by someone to do an exhibition in Paris, France, for the World's Fair in 1900. It was called the American Negro, and one part of it was called the Georgia Negro. He had a photographer go around Georgia taking photographs, and these photographs are incredible.
Yeah.
They were over 100 years old, but he won a gold medal for this exhibit he put up called the Georgia Negro.
Unbelievable. So right now at home, you're looking at photographs that are 100 years old. The clarity and the crispness and the stories they tell, you would think they were taken yesterday. It's amazing.
Very true. That's very true.
Yeah. All right. So across the hall, I want to show this really amazing exhibit you have now, too. And I want parents out there to know, if your kids are sitting around this summer and they need some inspiration, need something to do, you got to bring them here to Apex Museum. Talk about this STEM exhibit in here.
It's an exhibit on STEM, women in STEM.
Yeah.
And it's very important to us because many of our young ladies don't feel they have a role model. So this gives them role models. When they walk in here and see all of these faces of people who look like them, who have done some tremendous things in research, it encourages them to take another step.
Yeah, for sure. Really inspiring stories. You mentioned one back here specifically from a woman who I believe works at Morehouse College. Is that correct?
Morehouse School of Medicine. Dr. Green. She has designed and developed a process where chemotherapy only attacks the bad cells.
Wow.
Now that's tremendous.
Yeah.
She's working on raising some funds now to make that happen.
Yeah.
But that is a tremendous step forward in the cure of cancer.
Yeah, incredible. Sir, thank you so much for letting us be here this morning. Again, some really amazing stories. And look, we showed you about 1% of what is in this museum. Trust me, when you walk in, it is a little bit sensory overload, which I think is what you were going for here. I said before, how did you even collect all this stuff over 40 years? Do you never sleep, do you?
It's been a journey.
Yeah. Well, it's a journey for the folks who come visit as well. So next hour, we're going to walk you through a little bit more of the Apex Museum. It located in a beautiful historic building, too. When did you say this building was built?
In 1910 as a school book depository.
Yeah, which it also has 2-foot thick brick walls. So if anything ever happens in the city where you need to be somewhere safe, just come to Apex Museum. They won't hear you out there, that's for sure.
Wow, Paul, fascinating. Thank you so much. Definitely something not just for the children, but for the adults as well.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Paul. All right, 8:46 is your time. You know what? One other reason you might want to go there, it looked cool and comfortable and air-conditioned inside there today.
There you go.
So I think I might head over after the show. What do you think, Joni?